What's up, guys? It's Clownfighter here. Guys, today I'm just going to be revisiting Francis Ngannou. So a new interview's come out with Francis Ngannou. Now, he hasn't said a lot since obviously the Anthony Joshua fight. He did talk about it at the time, and there was obviously, I've done a few videos on my channel, definitely check them out, the conspiracies against Francis Ngannou. He does talk about that here, guys. He does talk about how he was, well, the signs from what I'm hearing is how he was potentially drugged. Francis Ngannou was drugged. That's what it sounds like. I don't know if that's 100% true. He may have been potentially drugged, but at the same time, a lot of people might think this is delusion from Francis Ngannou. I'm just going to go through the clip, guys, and then I'll give you my breakdown and takes. And how, obviously, before the fight, he felt that he was tired. He felt very no energy, how the team made him wait a long time. And he talks about a lot of it in this interview, guys. He talks about how he felt there was something off, and he does say there's no evidence to prove it, but guys, there is conspiracies out there that Mr. Turki Alalshikh, he did not want Francis Ngannou to win that fight, so they gave the advantages to AJ. I'm not saying AJ cheated. AJ done what he needed to do, but from what Francis is saying, again, he's bringing up those drugged, spiked drink allegations again. So let's go through it.
So you go from that fight to the Anthony Joshua fight.
Yes.
So tell me about the preparation and leading up to that fight.
In fact, the preparation for the Anthony Joshua fight, then I started, after having like 4 months of training camp for the Tyson Fury fight, I had this feeling, and then I get a little confident. Now I know how it works, like 10 rounds, and then was pretty good. The Tyson Fury fight, I think I sparred like 10 rounds for like 2 weeks. Yeah, like four sparring of 10 rounds barely. But the Anthony Joshua fight, 6 weeks before the fight, I wasn't 10. No, the Tyson Fury, yeah, 4 weeks before the fight, I was already doing like 10 rounds. And I was feeling good, even a little lighter. But things plays out different. And I think, unlike the Tyson Fury fight, that nobody expected me to do anything, here they were expecting me to do something. So things played out a little different. And then we get in the fight week, and then every time that we're going to do something in the fight week, whether it's media, they're going to pick me up, and then I get there, have to wait like 1 hour and a half before he arrives. And that was like maybe the 3rd day of the week that Dewey Cooper, he said, he started to get really mad, upset about it, like, yes, this is how they do to get fighter tired. But at the time, I didn't know what was going on, So I'm like, no, come, relax, Dewey, it's okay. I didn't know until we get to the fight day. Fight day, we receive an email, pickup time. I mean, this one thing among others. Pickup time, 10:30 from the hotel. And then when they say 10:30, by 10:20, there's a car in your door waiting. We go to the supposedly fight time, between midnight to 1 a.m. We get to the arena, 10:45. There's a producer come into the locker room, say, guy, we are running late on the broadcast. Now we're gonna go around 1:45 each. I'm like, okay, 1:45. It's 10:45, 3 hours. Okay,
So what do you do?
So Francis Ngannou basically saying he got told that the fight should be between 12 o'clock and 1 o'clock. Now, he's obviously gone there and ended up being told that he has to wait now till 1:45. They didn't actually get into the ring till 3 a.m. from what I know. So he's got there for 10:30. That's the time they've told him. And again, I'm not saying this is any excuse, but this is what he's saying. And he feels that they've slowly every little advantage counts in a boxing match. Now, I'm not saying the result would be different or anything like that at all. But what Francis Ngannou goes on to say here is, I'll be honest, what it points to is someone bloody drugged Francis Ngannou. And there is a lot of speculation that Turki Alalshikh might have had a hand in this. And I've done a video on it before, definitely check it out. But maybe it's delusion, guys. Maybe it's just Francis Ngannou being deluded. But I have to give both sides, guys. Let's carry on.
Do you eat? Do you sleep? What do you do when you know you have 3 more hours?
You don't know, you just stay there, and then you have like a drug test guy around waiting for you to pee.
How far before the fight do you eat?
Usually, maybe like 4-5 hours. Yeah, like maybe 5 to 6 hours. And then you get some snacks in between, you know. And then, yeah, he was around 1:30 that Anthony Joshua arrived.
So he goes, AJ didn't arrive at the fucking arena till 1:30. He got told to get there for 10:30. He got there for 10:45. So AJ gets to the arena 3 hours later. He's been sitting there for 3 hours. Definitely, I'm not saying I'm not saying it's I'm not saying this is Ngannou's fault entirely, or AJ's fault. AJ might have just known what to do, but whoever's made him go to the arena and sit in a room, that's what he's obviously having his contradictions about. But the rumor's obviously been dispelled from this before. People say, look, if this was his second boxing match, guys, so they will always try to get an advantage just by like these little slight tricks. But it's not something you can say they're cheating. It's just part of boxing, guys, where anyone can get an advantage. They'll try to get the advantage. Now just carry on, but yeah, let's just carry on.
I saw on the screen, I'm like, so we're supposed to fight at 1:45. He's arriving at 1:30. What does that mean? It's going to, so
they're playing games
until we fight at 3:30.
Oh wow.
Oh shit. So basically he gets there for 10:30. He doesn't fight till another 5 hours later. So guys, even if you think Francis Ngannou wasn't drugged or was drugged, he doesn't need to be drugged, guys. Like, imagine going to a fight, yeah? Imagine going to a fight. This guy, remember, he's a UFC fighter. Every fighter has a preparation before the fight. Go look at UFC fights when the fighters walk towards the arena. No fighter turns up fucking 5 hours before. Even main event fighters, they'll turn up maximum about 2.5 hours. Maybe 3 hours is probably pushing it. It's probably around 2 hours before. So 1 hour to get settled in, and then guys, an hour and a half, 90 minutes just stretching and starting to warm up. The last hour, last half an hour, last hour is when you're ready to kind of fight. You kind of start warming up. So they've gave him 5 hours. Now guys, I don't care who you are, especially with the time schedule, even without being drugged. Yeah, forget this drugged allegation. That would definitely tire you out. Now I don't say that this is cheating. No. Francis Ngannou goes on to say it, but the people that put the event on, Turki Alalshikh's people, they could have had a hand in this. They could have just like thought, you know what, let's get him to the arena, let's put him in that room, let's tire the fucker out. But who knows? Let's carry on.
3:30. I've been in Saudi for almost 2 months, training to fight between midnight and 1. That was my training time. By 2, 3,
so they wanted to keep you anxious, drag it on.
So they've told him you'd be fighting between 12 and 1. But obviously, because when you train for a fight, guys, yes, sometimes the schedules can get pushed a little bit further. But to be pushed to like 2.5, 3 hours, that's definitely an issue, guys. That, I don't know, guys. I'm not saying it would have made him win the fight, but he is using that here.
Psychologically, put it in your head. You don't know when you're going to fight.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
But even at that time, I didn't know what was happening.
Right.
It was after everything that I'm like, what's going on? Because I get to the point that I was so tired. I was in the locker room, eating meat, then sit down, feeling asleep. Then I tell Eric Nixick, like, bro, something wrong. I'm asleep. I feel like I want to sleep. Like, I'm sweating. But we just keep doing.
So he goes, he felt like he was about wanted to sleep, guys, and there is footage out there of Francis Ngannou yawning while he's in the changing room. That's where the speculation has come from, where people have said he may have obviously taken something, or he might have been given something that's made him feel tired. But again, if you're going to get there that early, anyone would feel tired. But yeah, let's carry on.
So that's fight. I mean, not to say Anthony Joshua can win me. You know, I think if there's somebody that you can lose against him, he's the guy. You know, and he's one of the best of doing it. You know, and this is definitely not on him, because he wasn't the guy that was sending all those emails, was organizing. So I'm not blaming about anything. But the organization, bro, nah, they did quite some stuff that wasn't fair.
So guys, look, I'm going to put it to you like this. Francis Ngannou doesn't seem like that sore loser type. He's just said here that even he's not blaming AJ for this. This has got nothing to do with AJ's performance is not valid or whatnot. AJ did what? AJ probably still would have done something similar. AJ, obviously, it's a different level. But what Francis Ngannou's having a go at is he feels something's wrong with the organization. This is the Saudis we're talking about, guys. I've done enough videos exposing these guys. That Turki Alalshikh guy, he has his favorites, guys. He wanted Tyson Fury to beat Usyk. I've broken that down. He wants AJ to beat obviously Dubois, so he can make the Tyson Fury fight. I'm not saying a lot of people want to see that anyway, but guys, there's favoritism, and guys, that doesn't help the sport. Turki Alalshikh himself said he wants someone to stop Ngannou. He could not. There's an interview somewhere out there where he's like, we can't let this MMA guy come in and beat us, beat us, whatever. And guys, I don't know what Turkey could have done, but who knows? Any small advantage, any little mess about. I do believe Francis is not lying with what he's saying in terms of like when you should turn up to the event, this, that, because he's not discrediting AJ. He just said if anyone's going to win, AJ deserves it. That's what makes me believe Francis Ngannou a little bit. So do you think there's anything behind this? But let's just carry on.
Wish on the Tyson fight was perfect. Everything was perfect because I wasn't a threat. Nobody cares about me. Everything was organized. We get there in the locker room, I think was 2 hours before the fight, properly. Yeah.
So he said basically with the Tyson Fury fight, it was 2 hours he was in the locker room before the fight. That's how a fight should go. AJ fight, fucking 5 hours. There's something gone wrong there. Maybe it's just, this is what people say. Is it communication? Is it this? Is it lack of knowledge? But guys, you got to understand, they didn't want Ngannou to win this fight. Definitely didn't want it. But you know, with the Tyson Fury fight, they didn't even expect this guy to do anything. He basically won against Tyson Fury, got robbed. But they knew that he could not beat AJ, because if Ngannou beat AJ in this fight, guys, it would make boxing look like a mockery. And who knows, guys? I'm telling you, I wouldn't be surprised they've done that on purpose, just to, I'm not saying make him tired, but just to get some sort of advantage. And who knows, maybe they could have given him something that requires you to get drowsy before the fight. It requires you to stay in a room. Who knows what the fuck they could have done, but let's just carry on.
So then I'm like,
well, Anthony Joshua is a veteran. You know, he's been in the boxing game for a long time, and he knows all the different tricks. They also obviously very much prepared for your style. They saw you fight Tyson Fury, so they had tape on you. As Tyson Fury did not have boxing tape. He didn't have any footage to study. But Anthony Joshua did, and it was very clear that he knew you had certain tendencies, and there were certain things that you did with the Tyson Fury fight that he exploited in his fight.
So Joe Rogan basically said it straight to him, like, he saw you had a few tendencies in your game, and obviously AJ exploited them, so you can't really knock AJ for that, and I agree with that. AJ obviously would have been working with Ben Davison, and they would have exploited it.
Maybe. And then I think he's capable to figure out everybody. I think he's capable to win everybody. But in this case, I feel like in some ways, they stand on my way a little bit.
They stood in your way.
Yeah.
So they played some games.
Yeah.
Well,
So again, guys, is this delusion from Francis Ngannou now? Is he like struggling to take the fact that he lost and he's making this stuff up, or is this legitimate? Yes, he did give credit to AJ a little bit here. I did see him say that before, but at the same time, he feels like even them, they stood in his way. They didn't want him to win. But again, guys, that's part of boxing. Your opponents don't want you to win. So let's carry on.
They wanted to get the most advantage possible, that's smart. If you're their coach, their manager, that's what I would do too.
But it wasn't their coach that was organizing the fight.
So you think it's the organization itself, that they set everything up in his favor?
The organization. I mean, yes, his team was part of organization because it was Queensberry and Mushroom. Those emails was coming from the...
So Francis Ngannou keeps going on about these emails that told him to get to the ring early. He's having nightmares about the emails now. Again, I've got to play both sides here, guys. Is Francis Ngannou a bit deluded here? Or at the same time, does he have something here? He's blaming, obviously, the organization. Now, I do agree to some extent that Turki Alalshikh guy and the Saudis, I do feel that they have certain agendas, and if they want to make certain things happen, they will try to give the advantages to the fighter. Look at the Usyk Tyson Fury fight. Tyson Fury won on one judge's scorecard. I still can't figure out how that happened, but again, advantages can be given to a certain degree. So maybe, obviously, Francis Ngannou is just raising those points, but at the same time, is Francis Ngannou now starting to become a little bit deluded, as in, is he clutching at straws here? Is he thinking, you know what, I can't take the loss, and he's trying to say it in his own way, he's trying to make sense of it? But yeah, let's carry on.
From there.
So those are the people that told you to get there 3 hours earlier than you needed to be?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are the people that were sending the schedule, the 5-week schedule. And every day we send everything like pickup time, the program and the schedule.
Have you had a chance to go back and watch the Anthony Joshua fight?
Yeah. I didn't. Yes, I watched it. What was your question?
What do you remember about the fight? What was different watching it?
Oh, even like feeling it. It wasn't... Even before I went to watch it, I get in the ring. Wasn't feeling myself. And the first round, when he knocked me down, like I fell, and I was like, did I slip? Like, what exactly knocked me down, make me fall? Like this punch, because I felt the punch, but it wasn't the punch that would knock me down.
Okay, guys, now at this point, you've got to really sit down and you've got to, like, try and take in what Francis Ngannou is trying to say here. So it's like, that first punch that AJ knocked Ngannou down, it was a very quick punch, like, top-level boxing stuff. Like, if you don't know what AJ's doing and it hit you, then it would feel like, what hit me that made me go down? I think Francis Ngannou on one side can't comprehend AJ doing that, and he's trying to say at the same time he feels that that it wasn't the punch that did it, something else made him fall down. So what do you think he might be implying to? Something he might have been given to drink or whatever? But at the same time, guys, you got to look at the side. Is Francis Ngannou becoming a bit delusional here?
So that's when I really get confused at that time. I'm like, damn.
I know what a lot of people are going to be saying. Yeah, it's the fucking punch that hit you that put you on the fucking floor. And I'll understand that because I've seen it, guys. But maybe Francis is trying to say what he felt from internally. But let's just carry on.
But this is the thing. From that moment, I get knocked down with a punch that wasn't that hard. Because
you don't think it was that hard?
No. He hit my hand before he hit my face. And
So the first punch from Ngannou says he hit his hand before he hit his punch.
I felt it.
Hit his face, sorry.
I felt the punch, but I wasn't on the floor.
And he goes, it wasn't that hard, but he felt it, but he was on the floor.
The first one.
Mm-hmm.
And then I get counted, then stood up. We finished the round. I went on my corner. But by the time I went on my corner, I never came back from that. I kept going. And I remember being in my corner, and Dewey was like, don't go on southpaw. He's waiting you on southpaw. Do this champ. That was it. That's from there. I don't remember when I left the stool to get in the second round.
What?
So basically, he said he lost all his memory after the first knockdown. He remembered a bit on the stool, and then he forgot all the memory after that. But remember, AJ knocked him out brutally, so that could be the reason he don't remember. But let's just carry on.
That was probably from the big punch in the second round too, right?
Yeah, but I'm talking about the first round.
Right, but the memory afterwards is always going to be cloudy after a knockout, especially a bad knockout like that.
Yeah, but I remember exactly what's happened until we get to the store. I remember being there, like, start having blurry vision. Like, the guy was in front of me, my team was in front of me speaking to me, and then the voice was getting distance.
So you think there was...
So basically, guys, let's be straight. He's saying before he even went to the second round, the voices of his corner were blurred, like it was blurry, and the voices were getting distant and distant. So basically, in my opinion, the only way that can happen, guys, is if you've consumed something like a drug, or someone spiked your fucking drink, or it made you feel drowsy, and it's like a slow onset. So again, guys, this is where is this delusion, or was Francis Ngannou given some sort of drug or some shit that made him blurry vision, and the sound of what people are saying very slow, hard to hear? So let's see what Joe Rogan says.
Something wrong.
I don't know if it was the fatigue. I don't know what was it, but something wasn't right.
So something wasn't right on... Forget about the punches he landed.
Yeah.
Something else was wrong. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, something was wrong.
Do you think it's something you ate? Do you think it was something...
I don't know.
That someone gave you?
I have no proof. I don't know if...
So Ngannou just said straight, I don't know, but I have no proof. Now, again, guys, like, this is gonna go into some conspiracy stuff. No one's gonna be able to prove this. No one's gonna be able to prove this. But Francis, for me, he's not a guy that would lie, but at the same time, who knows, guys? Who knows? The only speculation I can think is being given some shit, and that made him get drowsy before the fight. So AJ could just finish him, just take any doubt out of AJ not doing the job. But at the same time, maybe it's just the punches that landed on him slowly, and the fatigue, as he said, he was tired. But tiredness doesn't... When you're in a fucking fight, guys, why are you so tired? It doesn't matter, like, if you haven't really slept much, really. But when you're in a fight, guys, you will be awake no matter what. But I don't know, guys. Let's just carry on.
Maybe...
Did you get tested after the fight?
Maybe it's the fact that I get there at that time.
So just the fatigue and the anxiety and all the hours and hours. Right.
Yeah, but something wrong. I wanted to get... first of all, like, when all those things happen, you are in the moment. You don't think, like, you don't get out of the fight and think about, like, go get tested. You know?
Right.
You process things and then see how he was wrong.
So guys, I'm not going to go much more into it, guys. I'm just going to leave it on a cliffhanger. So there's two options here. Either Francis Ngannou was drugged, and from what he's explaining, he's not saying AJ's punches did the damage. He said basically after round one, after that first jab that AJ landed, that was like a straight hand, not jab, sorry, it was a straight hand. It put Ngannou on his ass. He said until he reached the corner of that round, as soon as he's got back up off his feet, before even the fight started, he hear drowsy, and the voices were getting far further away, and his eyes were getting blurry. I don't know, guys. Is this excuses, or was Francis Ngannou fucking sedated? You tell me, guys. I've done a few breakdowns on this before, so definitely check them out. But this is going on to the Francis Ngannou spiked, kind of exposed kind of thing. But yeah, guys, that's just going to be my video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.